Hello and welcome to The Explainer. We've all been there. You need a plumber, a painter, someone to fix that weird noise the dishwasher is making, and suddenly you're on this quest to find reliable help. And let's be honest, it can be a super stressful, frustrating, and often crazy expensive journey. So today, we're going to dig into what's broken in the home services industry and take a look at one company's approach to fixing it.
So, why is it like this? I mean, really, this question hits home for so many of us, right? You're just trying to make your home a little bit better. But the whole process of finding the right person can feel like you're navigating a minefield of unknowns and risk.
All right, first up, let's talk about the traditional way of doing things and really unpack why it so often feels like you're just rolling the dice with your time, your money, and yeah, even your personal information.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on how these older platforms really work. When you put in a request, what often happens is your personal info gets sold as a lead to a whole bunch of contractors, and that's exactly why your phone suddenly starts blowing up with calls and texts. Meanwhile, those very same contractors are often paying some pretty high fees just for the chance to bid on your job. And then you have middlemen who take a big chunk of the pie, which can drive up the cost for you and shrink the pay for the person who's actually doing the work.
And this is the real kicker right here. The crucial point is that in a model built on selling leads, your project is kind of just the bait. Your personal data, that's the real product being bought and sold. And this, well, it can totally misalign what everyone in the process actually wants. So, now that we see that core problem, the whole data selling thing and these misaligned goals, let's put that system right next to a more transparent alternative. You're going to see the difference right away.
I mean, look at this. It's pretty much night and day, right? On the left, you've got a model based on data selling. On the right, a privacy-first approach. Where one has hidden fees and middlemen, the other is all about transparent bids and a direct connection, and that flood of calls and texts, that gets replaced by a secure chat inside the app, which means you only share your contact info when you're good and ready to hire someone. It's a completely different philosophy.
So what does a system actually built on this idea of fairness look like in the real world? Let's explore the mission that's really driving this particular approach to home services.
And here it is, straight from the source. The goal is empowerment. And notice, it's for both sides of the deal. It's about giving homeowners like you and me control, while also giving skilled contractors a fair shot at jobs without all those expensive roadblocks.
Okay. A great mission is one thing, but how does it actually work? Let's walk through the actual steps for getting a project done inside this ecosystem.
It's a pretty straightforward 6-step flow that's really designed to put you in the driver's seat. You post your job one time with all the details and photos you want. Then the bids come to you. You get to check out their profiles, see reviews, look at their past work, and chat securely right in the app. You book. You pay into a secure escrow account, and, this is key, the funds are only released when you say the work is done. It's all about transparency and security from the get-go.
But here's what's really interesting. This structure isn't just designed to make things easier for the homeowner. The goal here is to create a genuine win-win that really levels the playing field for everyone.
Take this number for example. Getting 4 to 5 competitive bids on your project does something incredibly powerful. It shows you the true, fair market rate for the work. No more guessing if you're overpaying or getting a deal. The market itself sets the price. It's huge.
So for homeowners, the benefits are pretty clear, right? Your privacy is protected, you get fair pricing thanks to those multiple bids, you get access to pros who are trusted and verified, and the whole process, especially that payment system, is just designed to give you total peace of mind.
And now, let's flip the coin. What's in it for the contractors? Well, for them, especially for small businesses, this model can be a total game changer. They don't have to pay just to bid on a job. They get an equal shot, and they get to compete based on the quality of their work, not the size of their advertising budget. It lets them build a real digital reputation and connect directly with homeowners. We've mentioned escrow a couple of times, and it is a super important piece of the puzzle. Just think of it like a safety deposit box for your payment. The money is held safely by a neutral party, and the key only gets turned to release it to the contractor once you say, "Yep, the job is done and I'm happy." It's protection for everybody. And all of this really brings us to the bigger picture.
Because when you start to change a core transaction like this, the idea becomes about way more than just a new tool or another app on your phone.
The whole thing is positioned as not just a tool, but as part of a larger movement. The vision is about bringing fairness, transparency, and real opportunity to an industry that, let's be real, has been kind of murky for a long time. It's about building a more equitable community from the ground up.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What if this model, this idea of a direct, transparent, and fair connection, wasn't just for home services? What could really change in our communities, in our economy, if this became the standard for how all kinds of work gets done?